I remember I ended up walking up to her. I picked up her towel for her. And one thing led to another. We made out and we ended up doing the Devil's Tango.
Holy shit, there's no way he just said that. Not even 3 seconds in the video, and this dude came swinging harder than Chris Brown.
To be honest, I didn't know the age of this babysitter, but I think she was like 27 maybe, and I was 16.
Wait, what the fuck? Brody, you said that you were 16 and she was what? She was what? Alright, people, what's up? This TikToker got famous for hooking up with women.
And I saw her peach like never before seen.
Yeah, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be checking out Bubba. Now, for the very small percentage of people in the room, if you remember this guy from a few years ago, this was also the same guy that doxed Jellybean by leaking her face in one of his YouTube videos. But as of today in 2024, he decided to change his content by no longer doxing a faceless child Minecraft YouTuber, but now making story times about his hookups on Tinder. Failing No Nut November by Babysitter Part 1 through Part 9, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Okay, so No Nut November is honestly a big deal, and a lot of people don't understand that. But basically, back in my high school days, we had a certain rule for No Nut November, or November in general, I should say.
I'll be real, people really took No Nut November extremely seriously in my school days. I swear, when it was November, every single dude was crawling on the fucking ceiling whenever the hot girl would walk by them in the hallway. These motherfuckers at my high school would be like,
"Oh god, there's Patricia. Oh my god, she's got a fat ass."
I swear these motherfuckers at my high school were disgusting. But I will have you know, whenever it was November, they would treat that shit more seriously than a police investigation. If you were in 9th grade and you fucked up No Nut November, you were the biggest fucking loser in the friend group.
You see, in November, in my high school, if you were able to grow a beard, you would participate in Movember, where basically you would grow your beard out and basically see how long you can make it. But as for guys who couldn't grow beards, well, they had to participate in No Nut November. Because in November, well, if you didn't hit puberty enough, I guess, you know, you're still in that stages of beating your eggplant like every day.
I'll be real, audience, that shit is genuinely fucking disgusting. Listen, I understand, right? Before I became Ryth, before I was big, tall, sexy, and handsome, I used to be a boy. And whenever I was a boy going through puberty, I found girls to be pretty fucking sexy. I didn't even care what they looked like. If they were warm with a nice hole, then hey, they were on the list. But in today's day and age where everything is so hyper-sexualized, it's like, bro, it's fucking nasty. Like, seriously, some of these motherfuckers in high school can't even go to their next class period without shimmying their shaft on the toilet rim. Like, bro, what kind of society do we live in? Log off of Instagram Reels, bro. You don't need the baddies on your screen. And the craziest part, audience, is that I guarantee you some of my viewers are going to rewind that clip again and rewatch that same video I just played. Because they're so fucking lost and they're such a coomer that they can't even control their sexual urges. You demented fucking monkey.
And basically, you would have to participate in No Nut November. It was a golden rule in my school that you would have to do this, and a lot of guys actually did participate in it. And obviously, girls thought it was stupid because, well, you know, guys would get cuffed with, like, you know, other girls, and they expected to do the Devil's Tango. But if you were really one of the boys, you would understand that No Nut November is a massive deal. And today's story is about how I broke that to my babysitter of all things.
Alright, bro, so let me get this straight. You lost No Nut November by pumping your fucking nut in your babysitter? Listen, there's no fucking way that you had a babysitter past the age of 18, so I'm just going to assume throughout the rest of this story that you're probably like 16 years old, so please proceed your story with caution.
So before we get into the story, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe.
Yeah, well, how about you? Everybody subscribe to me instead.
Today's story all takes place back when I was 16 years old.
Bro, what the did I tell y'all? I told y'all there was no fucking shot that this man was 18 years old or older whenever he had a babysitter. Bro's really about to tell us a story about how he got molested. Personally, if I were a creepy ass babysitter like that, I would not go to jail over this. What the fuck?
Now, when I was 16, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a major player, meaning that I would always, like, you know, go out, try to do the Devil's Tango, and be someone really toxic.
I'll be real, Brody. I think you were the last person on my mind that would do the Devil's Tango with literally anybody. If I looked like you, I don't even think my right hand would be attracted to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I was really like one of those toxic males back in high school, and to be fair, I think nowadays it's appreciated to be a toxic male since Andrew Tate and, you know, all those guys like Sneeko and Neon try to, like, you know, push that out there on everyone.
Listen, how the fuck do you go from Andrew Tate to Neon? You're actually comparing a man that has pretty good advice for men to a fucking fucking annoying brat that doesn't even know what deodorant is. This is the shittiest comparison I've ever fucking seen in my life.
But I will say this much, obviously there are fake toxic males like them, and then there are real ones like me that basically just do it for the kicks and giggles.
Yeah, dude, you look like a real toxic male. You are so fucking gangsta, dude. I'm looking at you right now, bro. I could tell you definitely pulled the hose back in high school. Shut the fuck up.
So I remember one time I was sitting at home and I was basically getting ready because, you know, Thanksgiving was coming up. At this point, I was 2 weeks into November and I was not beating my schlong, meaning that I would not go anywhere near my eggplant. And every time I was about to, or every time I got excited, I just thought about hitting the gym or playing video games or do anything else other than beating my meat.
Bro, how much of the hub do you have to watch in order for you to be this stimulated about November? Again, bro, this is what the fuck I mean. Our generation is so hypersexualized that some people can't even go 2 weeks without touching their meat. It's actually pathetic, dude. I mean, at least this dude had a healthy outlet by going to the gym and working out. That's pretty productive. But dude, really 2 weeks? You can't go 2 weeks without thinking about procreating with a woman? That's a little crazy.
Now, obviously this was a good way and it was doing really good, but obviously one day I remember my mom and dad walked into my room telling me, "Oh, Baba, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're going on vacation, so we're gonna not be able to be here to take care of you, but since you're not participating in school as much and since you're not doing good at school, we're gonna be having a babysitter to make sure you're okay."
Dude, what kind of mischief do you have to be up to being 16 years old and you can't be alone in your own house? I mean, whenever I was 16, my parents would leave me alone at the house because I was actually trustable. But hey, audience, I wasn't like this guy. I wasn't having 12 midget bitches in my bed every single fucking evening without my parents knowing. Surely, if I was a pimp like this guy, then yeah, I would understand why I need supervision. But hey, you know, my pull on the hose was just not as good as Bubba.
Now, obviously, I hate babysitters. You guys know on this channel, I've had so many babysitters growing up, and I won't lie to you, as naughty as I was, I don't think I deserved it, but at the same time, it was my parents, right? So I can't disobey my parents.
You just fucking did. You talk about how you can't disobey your parents, but those same parents gave you 50 babysitters, and all of which you gave them your packer whacker. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that this man had like 20 random sons out there.
Now, when my parents told me I was gonna have a babysitter, obviously I was upset, and I was gonna tell them how I wasn't gonna do anything because I was in No Nut November, because at the time in high school, I couldn't grow a beard. I told them many times, "Mom, Dad, I'm not gonna do anything. Trust me, like, it's not that time of year." But obviously, my parents didn't trust me because of all the other times I broke their trust with, you know, them walking in on me with other women.
This motherfucker really just said women. You hear that, guys? That motherfucker said plural women. This man has got to be the most unholy man throughout high school. Holy shit. This dude wasn't reading about the 12 disciples. He had the 12 vagina holes, dude. Brody's babysitters really said if he's old enough to pee, then he's old enough for me.
Which was not smart of me, by the way, but hey, what can I say? I was a pretty naughty kid back in high school.
That was the guy that slayed 12 midget bitches in bed. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
And from there, I was pretty sad and upset, and the next day came around. The next day came around, my parents got ready to go on vacation to go see family for Thanksgiving. As for me, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I ended up staying home doing my homework. Yes, I actually ended up doing my homework because, well, you know, it was another distraction that I could go to instead of beating my schlong.
Thank you for the detail, I guess. A genuine question I have for this guy, if you just so happen to be watching this video, how much money do you fucking make making these videos? I mean, there is no fucking way that you are paying the bills, because I'm looking at your apartment. You have a pretty nice crib. There is no fucking shot that you're paying the bills whenever you're making these types of views on your YouTube videos. Because listen, bro, I sincerely hope you got a side hustle going. You can be talking about how you've been fucking the hose all you want, but I don't think it's gonna be paying the bills much longer.
I remember as I was doing my homework though, I ended up hearing a knock on the door, and obviously I knew in my head that was my new babysitter. I ended up basically going downstairs, and I basically ended up like sitting on the side, seeing who my new babysitter was, and who in the world also would want to babysit me, especially like near Thanksgiving. Like, really? Like, do you really not have family to go to other than babysitting me? Like, you need serious help.
They probably do need serious help if they actually found you attractive by the end of this video. Guys, I'm trying to look at this guy and find how do women find this man handsome. I literally do not fucking see it. He looks like a varsity baseball coach.
But basically, I ended up looking at the door and kind of leaning over and seeing who was coming in, and I saw it was this fine babysitter. Like, I'm not joking when I say this, like, she was so fine, she was so attractive, and my eyes like opened wider when I looked at her. Oh my goodness, like, she was a 10 out of 10.
Your face is starting to fucking creep me out. With a face like that, I don't even know what the fuck's about to happen next. Surely something that Jesus Christ ain't gonna approve of. I can fucking guarantee you that.
I don't know where my parents found these babysitters. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if they like literally, you know, went on a website or something, but I'm telling you right now, like these babysitters were coming straight out of like the hottest Tinder app you can find. Like it made no sense to me where these babysitters were being found.
If you are seriously referencing Tinder for the hottest babysitters that you ever had, I can tell you now that babysitter was no longer a 10. That bitch was maximum of 4. You're telling me that you can actually find a 10 out of 10 on Tinder that isn't a stinky hole? Get the fuck out of here.
I remember I ended up going downstairs and I'm like, oh, like, hi, like I'm Bubba. And I introduced myself to her right away.
Great job, dude. You're introducing yourself, tipping your fucking fedora to her. Real gentlemanly, man. Maybe you'll get some cooter later.
Obviously, I wanted to play it cool, but then my mom ended up coming in saying, this is the guy you're going to be babysitting. Thanks, mom. Thanks. Yeah, I'm the one you're babysitting.
Yeah, get shit on, you fucking mama's boy.
She looked at me really weird and she's like, oh, like, are you like younger than you look? No, I'm 16. You know, my mom and dad, they just don't trust me. So, you know, it's just one of those things. She looked at me really curiously, but then afterwards said, okay, well, I'm gonna be here for 2 nights apparently. So, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just see how this works out. She sounded like she was really like weirded out because obviously staying in a house alone with a 16-year-old is obviously very bizarre.
Not as fucking bizarre as whenever you guys were fucking on the bed. YouTube, I'm sorry for being so blunt, but that's what it seems like it's about to happen. Do not blame me if this is how the story turns out.
But I remember an hour later, my whole entire family left and I ended up staying with her at the house. I was in an Xbox Live party chat with me and the boys.
All right, bro, there is no fucking way that this story turned out the way it did whenever you just uttered the words.
Yeah, so I was on Xbox Live with the boys. We were on Fortnite getting the dubs and the subs, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, you're a fucking geek. You're a dork.
And I ended up talking to them saying, yo, guys, literally my babysitter's taking a shower and she's hot, bro. Like, she's really hot.
She's really hot. Dude, zip up your fucking pants. Holy shit. I swear when this motherfucker pulls up to the club, he needs to pull up his pants too.
My friends ended up like talking to me saying, bro, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird. But at the end of the day, you were 16 years old and you got to smash your hot babysitter. So, I mean, it's kind of a W. For the woman, it's only a crime if you didn't enjoy it.
But as I was explaining to the guys how attractive she was, I am not joking. She literally ended up going to my door, knocking on it once again with my door wide open. And I saw her and only in a towel. And she looks at me saying, oh, Bubba, do you know how to like turn on like the water? Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, imagine if the roles were reversed. If I was a dude babysitter and I was babysitting some 16-year-old girl and I came up to her in a fucking towel, bro, I would be EDP. I'm literally EDP if I do that. Literally the next day, I will get Amazon same-day shipping to the next nearby Supermax prison, where I will spend the rest of my days rotting in a cell. But, you know, if a woman does it, hey, it's only a crime if you do not enjoy it, which 99% of the time, the dude's going to enjoy it, so.
I ended up looking at her, and you guys have no idea how hard it was not to get bricked. Like, it was literally mission impossible. To the point where I got up, I ended up walking her over to the bathroom again, and I ended up turning on the water. And right before I ended up leaving, she saw that I was bricked.
And so it begins. You guys start having coitus. I don't know, audience. Too soon? Too soon? Maybe. I don't know.
How did she see it? Well, I was wearing sweatpants. Like, I was literally wearing sweatpants, right? So she clearly saw that I was bricked over here. Like, it was not easy, boys. It was not easy. You saw I was bricked, and she literally looked at me and said, are you okay?
If your babysitter had a smile like that looking down at a 16-year-old boy's pants, you need to lock her up immediately. Just because you're a babysitter doesn't mean you get to sit on his fucking...
She ended up kind of smiling, and to be honest, I didn't know the age of this babysitter, but I think she was like 27 maybe, and I was 16. I'm not really sure.
Oh, you know, she was like 26, 27, and I was only 16. You know, no big deal. For the girl, ladies and gentlemen, she is if her first and last name is mentioned on this video. As for Bubba being a 16-year-old boy getting to smash the hot babysitter, hey, high five, bro. Hey, that's a good fucking job.
And I ended up looking at her saying, yeah, I'm good. And I ended up running into my room. Nothing happened afterwards. She ended up taking her shower, and I ended up staying in my room, basically just, you know, laying on my bed, praying that I don't touch my eggplant, because obviously I don't want to fail No Nut November. But then this is where the story gets really broken, and this is where I ended up failing.
Oh no, you touched your weenie. Guys, I don't know what to do with myself anymore. The main character has folded. It's time for his downfall, ladies and gentlemen.
Because right after her shower, this babysitter thought it'd be a great idea to walk into my room with her towel and her being soaking wet, smelling like dandelion.
Dude, you need to chill the fuck fuck out if you literally remember all 5 senses of that exact moment when you were 16. You look like you're about 23, 24 years old right now in this video. If you are remembering that experience in that type of detail, bro, well, I don't even know what the fuck you experienced. But I imagine the experience must have been crazy. I wish I was you.
And she looks at me saying, "Oh, Baba, I was just like curious, like, are you okay?"
Look at this fucker's face. You already know that this is about to get crazy. The story is about to take the craziest turn, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready for it. Just say it. Just say it. You guys got under the sheets and you were fucking...
I looked at her questioning why was she checking in on me in a towel. But then afterwards, she decides to turn around and her towel dropped. And I saw her peach like never before seen.
Oh, yeah. I saw her peach like never before. Shut the fuck up.
And at that moment, I knew I couldn't handle myself. I couldn't. Guys, I'm a hypersexual. Like, I literally could not refuse.
I've never seen so much ambition in a man's eyes before. You know, I was pretty excited when I hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but I don't think I can quite replicate the man's excitement right here in this video. He's literally reliving the moment right before us in real time. It's crazy.
I remember I ended up walking up to her. I picked up her towel for her. And one thing led to another. We made out and we ended up doing the devil's tango.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. He did it. Mission accomplished. I don't know how the fuck you did it looking like that, but hey, whatever.
We ended up doing that for the next 2 nights, and I knew at that point, like, I was already long gone, because at that point, I failed No Nut November. I failed the boy. Literally, the year I was 16, I failed No Nut November. And at that moment, I was really sad, obviously. I was really disappointed in myself, too. And the guys at school found out about it as well, and they were really disappointed in me.
They were disappointed in you? What the fuck? Bro, if one of my homies said, yo, I had to tap out of No Nut November, and then they explained this whole story to me, I would have gave that motherfucker a high five. I wouldn't give a singular shit what happened. Those guys, Bubba, were not real friends. I would drop them immediately. But anyways, that was a crazy story. Everybody subscribe. Let's get 5 mil.